All right, let's get right into it. We're going to tackle one of the biggest, most anxiety-inducing questions of our time, something that's on pretty much everyone's mind.
Will a machine take my job? I mean, it's a simple question, but it feels heavy, right? And with powerful, creative AI bursting onto the scene, it feels more urgent than ever before. But here's the wild part. This isn't a new fear, not even close. In fact, it's a fear that's been echoing through history for centuries. So, let's dig in. Okay, so just take a look at this. We're going all the way back to 1589, when Queen Elizabeth I was worried that a simple knitting machine would put people out of work. Fast forward a couple of centuries, and you've got the Luddites smashing textile looms for the exact same reason. Then jump to the 1960s, and everyone's worried that these giant mainframe computers are going to turn offices into ghost towns. And bam, here we are today asking this same fundamental question about generative AI. The tech is always different, but that core anxiety, it's basically unchanged. So, what can this long history of, well, technological panic actually teach us? It turns out it reveals this really powerful and, believe it or not, surprisingly optimistic pattern. It's a pattern of disruption, yes, but also one of incredible creation.
And this right here is maybe the single most important idea to get. Historically, technology doesn't just show up and vaporize an entire job category. What it really does is it targets and automates specific tasks within a job, usually the repetitive, boring, or predictable parts. So it doesn't eliminate the role, it totally reshapes. And this chart, whoa, it shows you just how massive that change can be. Look, back in 1900, almost half the country worked in agriculture. Today, it's tiny. So did all those jobs just disappear? Nope. As farming got more automated, the manufacturing sector exploded. And then, as factories became more automated, the services and information economy we live in today just boomed, and now it employs like 80% of the workforce. We don't just fill old job titles, we literally invent whole new sectors of the economy. And if that last chart didn't convince you, get a load of this number. 60%. 60% of the jobs people were doing in 2018 didn't even exist back in 1940. Just think about that. Try explaining a social media manager or a data scientist to someone back then. It would have sounded like total science fiction. This proves that new jobs aren't just an afterthought, they're a primary outcome of new technology.
So if you put it all together, the big lesson from history is pretty clear. New tech is disruptive, for sure. It causes churn, but it also massively increases our productivity. And that creates the wealth and the space for entirely new kinds of work to be born, things we can't even imagine right now.
Okay, so that's the history lesson. But that brings us to the elephant in the room, right? We have to ask the question that everyone is thinking. Is AI just another tool in that long line of history, or is this time really different? And this is where the anxiety really kicks in. The argument for this time is different goes something like this. For centuries, machines replaced our muscles. The steam engine, the factory line, they did physical work. AI is different. It's a cognitive tool. It's coming for tasks that we thought were uniquely human. Writing, analyzing, creating. It's challenging the mind, and that feels like a whole new ballgame.
And you can see exactly what that means right here. What kind of work is most at risk? Well, it's the highly repetitive, pattern-based cognitive stuff. Think data entry, basic customer service chats. These are the tasks an AI can learn and replicate with ease. But notice what's on the low end. Complex, creative strategy. That's still very much a human domain. But hold on, there is a completely different and really powerful way to look at all this. It's captured perfectly in this idea that the AI itself isn't what you should worry about. The real threat isn't the technology, it's falling behind the people who master it. This frames AI not as a replacement, but as the ultimate tool to augment, to boost our own intelligence. And this is where it all starts to click. It's not about AI versus humans, it's about what each does best. AI? It's an absolute beast at finding patterns in mountains of data and doing computations at lightning speed. But us? Humans are still the champions of the things you can't just compute. Real strategic thinking, genuine empathy, and navigating those messy, complex problems that don't have a clear answer. They're not competing skills, they're complementary. So if it's not a simple choice between us and the machines, what is it? Well, it's this. A great transformation. We're moving away from thinking about job replacement and towards thinking about job redefinition. And the key phrase for this new world is job augmentation. It's a simple but powerful idea. You let the AI do what it does best. All the grunt work, the data sifting, the first drafts, and that frees you up the human, to focus on the parts of the job that require real wisdom, creativity, and strategic thinking. Okay, let's make this super real. Take a graphic designer. They used to spend hours on tedious stuff like cutting out a background from a photo. Now, an AI does it in a second. Instead of spending a whole day working up 3 design ideas, they can use AI to brainstorm 100 initial concepts in minutes. See what happened? Their job didn't disappear, it got an upgrade. Their value isn't in the manual labor anymore, it's in their creative vision, their taste, and their ability to connect a design to a client's actual goals.
And you know what? This pattern pops up everywhere. The financial analyst spends less time crunching numbers in a spreadsheet and more time spotting trends and advising on strategy. The doctor can let an AI do a first pass on scans, giving them more time for actual patient care and solving complex cases. The programmer automates all the boring, repetitive code so they can focus on designing brilliant systems. In every single case, the human is moving up the value chain.
So all of this brings us right back to you. The big question isn't just about what's happening out there in the world, but what do you do about it? How do you adapt and get ready for what's coming next? Here's the bottom line, and it's a big one. In a world that's changing this fast, the single most valuable skill you can have isn't being an expert in just one thing. It's being an expert at learning. It's about being adaptable enough to pick up new tools in new ways of working, quickly.
So what does that look like in practice?
Well, it comes down to these core, deeply human skills, the kind of stuff that AI actually makes more valuable. Things like critical thinking, so you can guide the AI and sanity check its answers. Creativity, so you can ask the interesting questions in the first place. Emotional intelligence to connect with people. And of course, that commitment to lifelong learning, which includes getting really good at collaborating with AI, not competing against. And that really brings us to the final and maybe most important idea here. We spend so much energy worrying about how smart the machines are going to get. But what if we're asking the wrong question? History shows us that technology is just a tool. So maybe the real question isn't about the intelligence of our machines, but about our own wisdom in using them. It's about our choices, our willingness to adapt,